Welcome everyone to this art showcase. This is the grand finale of the lecture series on representations of disabilities in historical, scientific, and artistic perspectives. Welcome to everyone who is here. Please come in. And a very warm welcome to our guests and artists from large communities in Nova Scotia, large Cape Breton, and large Antigonish. Thank you so very much. My name is Dorota Głowacka. I'm a professor here at King's. I'm a co-organizer of the lecture series with my colleague Sue Dodd and Michelle Mahoney, King's Accessibility Officer. Tonight I will be your MC for this show. Before we begin, I would like to gratefully acknowledge that this event is taking place in Mi'kmaq, the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people who have been here for 10,000 years. And this territory is subject to peace and friendship treaties, which were signed already, the first one in 1725 between the British Crown, the Mi'kmaq, Passamaquoddy, and Wolastoq. And we are all obligated under the stipulations of these treaties to live here together, work here together, study together, and relate to one another. And here at King's, many of us, I think, work hard to make sure that this territorial acknowledgement, the words of the territorial acknowledgement are translated into meaningful action. I would like to now call upon my colleague and friend Michelle Mahoney to offer a few words of welcome.
Actually, I think it's okay. Can I just stand over here so I can use the
Do you need more light?
Yeah, is there more light?
Let there be light.
All right. Wow, I can't believe this. Thank you so much for everyone for coming. So as we bring the 2025 Disability Lecture Series here at the University of King's College to a close, I just want to take a moment to reflect on all that we have accomplished together. As the Accessibility Officer for the University, it has been a privilege to be a part of this transformative initiative. I extend my deepest gratitude to Dr. Dorota Głowacka and Dr. Susan Dodd for their unwavering dedication to this series. Their commitment to fostering these critical conversations has been instrumental in creating a space where disability is not just discussed, but centered, valued, and understood. Our goal has been to challenge assumptions, amplify marginalized voices, and engage in meaningful dialogue about disability and accessibility. Through our public lectures, interactive tutorials, and tonight's culminating art showcase, we have explored disability as a powerful lens through which to critically examine the systems and institutions that shape our world. We have learned from scholars, activists, and artists who have generously shared their insights and experiences, broadening our understanding of what it means to live, work, and create as persons with disabilities. At King's, this work extends beyond the lecture hall. Our accessibility plan calls on us to continually examine and improve our practices, policies, and spaces. Disability studies plays a vital role in this ongoing effort, challenging ableist assumptions and highlighting the intersectionality of oppression. By integrating these perspectives across disciplines, whether in history, science, literature, or art, we empower students to recognize barriers, imagine new possibilities, and advocate for a more just and inclusive world. As this series concludes, I want to thank our speakers, our artists and activists who have enriched these conversations with their knowledge and creativity. I also want to thank each of you who participated, whether by attending a lecture, or engaging in discussion, or reflecting on these issues in your own way. Your presence and engagement have made these conversations meaningful and impactful. I would like to extend a very special thank you to Air Canada for sponsoring our event tonight. Our relationship has grown since I was invited to collaborate with them on accessibility initiatives. It has been a privilege to share this work with an organization so committed to meaningful change. As they thoughtfully expressed, and I quote, "We truly value the impactful work you do in the community and your efforts to expand it." Their support has been instrumental in helping us bring this series to life and in continuing the work of building a more inclusive world. But the end of the series is not the end of the work. Let us carry forward the lessons we've learned, continue asking the hard questions, and remain steadfast in our commitment to accessibility, equity, and justice. Together, we are not just imagining a more inclusive world, we are building it.
And I'd like to reiterate our gratitude to Air Canada for sponsoring the showcase. Thank you very much. And none of these events, despite our greatest efforts and commitment, would have happened without our sponsors. So we are really deeply grateful, and considering how I think warmly and meaningfully these events have been received at King's and in this community and beyond, I think that this generosity is an investment not just in these events, but also into a future, where, as Michelle said, the ableist foundations of this institution and the society at large will not just be challenged, but rooted out. So I just wanted to take you very quickly through the events today, because this is not your usual lecture. This is an event like none other. So I just have a little game plan. So that's what we would do. I will just use maybe 2 minutes to follow up on what Michelle said, to give you a little lecture series retrospective, and then an overview to give you a sense of the communities and the artists who are here with us tonight, from Angels Loft, Large Cape Breton, and Hearts and Hands, Large Antigonish. And the latter will include a short video introducing you to the work. And then artist Gordon Mills and Silas Donham from Angels Loft, Large. Is that all right? Okay. We'll engage in a conversation about Gordon Mills' amazing work. And this will be followed by a brief interlude. One of the Antigonish large artists, Lisa Leuschner, will lead us into a dance, all of us. And that will conclude, so to speak, the formal part, because there will be 3 parts: formal, semi-formal, and very informal. So Lisa's kind of stationary dance with us here will conclude the formal part. After that, we will have a semi-formal part. The semi-formal part, we will invite you to sort of maybe leave your seats, and we will have our artists in 3 different spaces. Megan will be presenting her artwork and her book and her puppets here. And then Kelly Farrell will be here showing her work and also her artistic process. And then in Wilson Room, we will have Lisa inviting us to dance with her. So that will be the semi-formal part. And the last very informal part, totally informal, is the reception bash, which we will begin with a toast to celebrate our artists. And then we can mingle, and also I invite you all to admire the beautiful, magnificent work that is on display around this floor. So please make sure you also see all the work. Very quickly, and kind of nostalgically right now, I won't be reading very much because we really want to move on. Gordon Mills allowed us to use this amazing image of picking beans in the garden.
Yes.
And that's our kind of cover poster for the lecture series with all of the events listed. So I think that image has kind of become legendary because it's been around a lot. And really, we are just really moved and very happy how this entire lecture series has turned out. So for those of you who may not have been here with us the entire time, the first event was a talk by Kenny Fries, who is a writer and disability activist, and he spoke about stumbling over history, disability, and the Holocaust. That was our opening lecture. It was followed by a lecture by Professor Elizabeth Bearden, who's a professor of English, the early modern period at Madison, Wisconsin, and she spoke on the topic, I quote, "Crip touches over time, getting in touch with disability in the Renaissance." Our third lecture was with Professor Ines Nash, who is a professor at Metropolitan University in Toronto, and she spoke about indigenous perspectives on children with disabilities and the colonial construction of disability. And then on March 11, we had a screening of an unforgettable documentary, Our Hearts Are Not Disabled, by director Josh Dunn, who is also featured here on this poster, and we had the director with us for an equally unforgettable Q&A. And our last lecture prior to this one was by Dr. Mara Mills, who is professor at New York University, also co-founding director of the Center for Disability Studies there, and Professor Mills talked about disability, distributive justice, just in relation to ventilator allocation protocols, mostly during the COVID pandemic. I'm sure you now regret you were not there, but fortunately all the lectures were live streamed and they were also recorded. And you can access them on this website. You can maybe even take a picture or you can email me, and they are really easy to find on our website. They were really quite wonderful and memorable, so they can be viewed and reviewed. And now, the artists who are featured today, as I said, are members of large communities in Nova Scotia. And in order of appearance, yes, exactly. This is Lisa Leuschner, dancer and painter. And Lisa, I hope it's okay. I included your artist statement and one of your works, which I just really love the colors, so I wanted to share that with you. And I just wanted to kind of introduce the communities and the artists, but the artists will be presenting their own work and introducing themselves, to just to kind of orient ourselves a little bit. Our artist, next artist is Maginley. Maginley is a writer, visual artist, puppet master, and puppeteer. And Megan will be showing us her artistic process and her craft. And I also included the artist statement and also the title of the book. And I understand we have a few books here which if you are lucky to quickly run to the table, you can purchase a copy, but I didn't need one of them. And some of these images, and that includes the image on the poster for today, which we saw at the beginning, is by artist Kelly Farrell from Loft, Antigonish. So I also included the artist's statement. And what I'd like to do now, and it will work, is to play a short video from Loft, Antigonish.
Arts and Dance encompasses all the ways we at Antigonish use art to build community, promote, and discover our creative potential.
I would like to turn it over to Gordon Mills and Silas Jones to come up here. We just need to switch the computer very quickly.
Kind of want to go to Antigonish, don't it? Yeah. But here we go, Gordon Mills. Yes, it's the paper, so I stay on track. Yes. All right. So we are Gordon Mills and Silas Donham. Yes. We're here at King's College in the HRM. Yes, we are. And we're not from L'Arche Antigonish. We're not a little further down the road. Yes, we are. From L'Arche Cape Breton. Yes, we are. And L'Arche is an organization that exists all over the world. There are large communities in lots and lots of countries. Yes. In Cape Breton and Inverness County. Yes, it is. We have 6 homes and about 7 or 8 day programs, depending how you count things, and probably about 60 or 70 people that are involved one way or another on a daily basis. And before we get any further in, I just wanted to say thank you to Dorota and to Susan and Michelle and the whole team that have created this incredible project. It's much more than a course, and we're so honored and grateful to be asked to be a part of it. Yes, we are. So anytime I introduce you, Gordon Mills, to anybody you don't know, I like to make 2 things very clear. Yes. One is, are you a handshake kind of guy? No, I'm not. You're not. So we're going to have a chance to visit later. Please remember that. Yes. And the other thing is that when we use your name, we have to be deliberate how we use it. We need to include your last name, don't we? Yes. So you can be Mills or Gordon Mills or Mr. Mills. You can be GM or GRM. GRM. But we never call you this, do we? You don't. You don't even like it when I read the name of the truck. No, you don't. No. So, 2 things that are important to you, and something else that's very important to you. Yes. Is your family. Yes. Who's there? Steve, Karen, Gordon, and Alice, and Isaac. Yes, there's one important fellow who's missing. Isaac. It's not a very recent picture. He doesn't look like that anymore. No, he doesn't. He's 11 years old in November. That's right. So this is some of Gordon Mills' family, and he has a particularly soft and tender spot for his nephew, Isaac. Yes. So family is very important, and something else that's very important to you is stories. Yes. You talk about stories, you quote from stories. Yes, I do. So you might talk about a little animal and a bigger animal. Yes. What would that be? Piglet and Pooh Bear, Young Tigger, Rabbit King Dog, now Christopher Robin. Or you might talk about Aladin. Yes, he's an Arabian boy. Yes, he should. Or about flying off to Neverland. Peter Pan. That's right. And sometimes the way you use stories, it's like you turn them into little clues or quizzes for us who get to spend time with you. Yes, you do. So instead of just talking about a story or naming a story, you might say, what if I'm arm in arm in arm in arm? Yes, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Or you might say, who's this who leaves the island never to return? Captain James Hook. Yes, he does. Or you might show off your big muscles and say, who's this she's never going to marry? Gaston. Your mother doesn't like her eggs and antlers and shoots and boots. Eggs and antlers, they're all Gaston things, aren't they? Yes. And she's never going to marry him. No, the fool. So I like to think that the way you do this, making stories and quotes into kind of clues for us to catch.
Yes.
It's like you're saying, are you noticing? Are you paying attention? Do you know me?
Yes.
Do you care? You don't say those things in those words,
I
but I
don't.
think that's what you're doing when you quote stories to us and we get nice chats back and forth of,
Yes.
of catching your clues.
Yes.
Another thing that you do is you make really interesting connections between different things in the world or
Yes, I do.
characters and stories. So you might talk about the Human Torch, Anger, Hades, Ghost Rider, and Inferno, and they're all
Hot guys.
Hot guys.
On fire.
Hot fire. Or Iceman, Frozone, Jack Frost, and Mr. Freeze. They're all
Cold guys.
Cold guys. Right? Yes. I don't have a picture for it, but sometimes you talk about Mr. Little and Dr. House.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you
Hugh
guys
Laurie.
know? Hugh Laurie.
Yes.
Give it away.
Yes.
Stuart Little's adoptive father.
Yes.
And Dr. House from the medical drama. They're both played by
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie.
Ian Fry, Timothy Henry, Miranda Richards, Roy Atkinson, Tony Robinson.
Those are some Blackadder people, aren't
Yes.
they? Something you've been talking about a lot lately is six-bat masks.
Bale, Affleck, Pattinson, Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney.
But there's one missing now, isn't there?
West is in heaven now.
West isn't there. He's in heaven. On the way down, you were talking about Adam West and Heath Ledger, weren't you?
Yeah, they passed away.
They passed away, and you told me where they went.
The Joker in Batman Heaven.
So that's a little bit about my friend Gordon Mills that I'm
Yes.
lucky enough to spend time with.
Yes.
And the place where we usually hang out together is called the Angel's Loft.
Yes.
And it's a craft studio, a maker program. It's one of the day programs that's part of Cape Breton. And we do all kinds of stuff there, don't we?
Yes.
We do drawing and painting and
Yes.
paper mache.
We do.
Woodworking. We'll try anything if we think maybe it's going to be fun or somebody will be able to make something beautiful by trying that out. So Gordon Mills first started spending time in this program because of this fellow up here.
Buddy Payne.
Buddy Payne. So something that you used to do a lot, wherever you were, at home or at work or wherever, if you had downtime, you'd be shredding paper.
Yes, I would.
Yeah. And anytime you had a bit
It was
of...
in 2015.
That's right, you know the year, right?
Yes, I wore different glasses then.
You did, yeah. You look a bit different, too.
I do.
So anytime Gordon Mills had some idle time, he would fill it by he'd have a stack of newspapers.
Yes, I would.
And he'd rip them up into little precise sort of 1-inch squares.
Yes.
And we had bags and bags and bags of this stuff.
That's
going
a lot.
out to recycling every week.
Yes,
didn't
you
we?
did.
I wanted to do something with it. So we figured out that this guy, Buddy Payne, he's very good at really precise little movements. And so we found if we mixed the scraps of newspaper with paper mache paste,
Yes.
then he was able to make these beautiful paper mache
Yes.
bowls. So I wanted you to come spend time in our program because you guys were kind of collaborating
Yes, we were.
on these paper mache bowls.
Yes, we
even
were.
though you weren't working together.
No, I wasn't.
So you came and started spending time with us. And since you were with us anyway, I thought it would be neat for you to try some of the other things that we do.
Yes.
Particularly, I was interested to see what kind of drawings a mind like yours would come up with.
Yes.
So I have the very first drawing, I'm pretty sure, that you ever did at the Angel's Loft.
Yes.
And it was coming up on Christmas.
Yes.
And I don't know if we had a Christmas card that had a dove on it, or we printed a picture of a bird off the internet or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
But this is your first drawing, and it's called Christmas Dove.
Christmas dove.
It's very small.
It's very small.
It's very simple, but there's some
It's bigger.
interest.
Dove is bigger.
In there, yeah. If you look closely, it's pretty intriguing.
It is.
My wife bought it, and she has it hung on a wall in her office, so I was able to get that picture of it
She
in the
was.
frame.
Yes, you did.
So that's some more of your early drawings here.
A caterpillar.
Miller, with this happy little face.
Yes. A farmer and some animals.
That's right. There are actually two different drawings there, the happy pig and then the farmer with the
Yes.
animals. Yeah. Something else that, one of the things that you like to list that's important to you is some world landmarks. Right?
Yes.
So we tried some of those.
Yes.
Let's, we don't give the clues, but see, do you guys recognize what those are? No? Yeah? Do you want to say?
London, Paris, New York.
Yeah. Double-decker bus and the Big Ben and Eiffel Tower and Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
And we also thought maybe it would help you develop as an artist if you tried out some of the great works of art that already exist in the
Yes.
world. So this one is?
Mona Lisa.
So you quickly burgeoned as an artist and became very prolific.
I did.
Got a lot of recognition
I
for
did.
your artwork.
Yes.
And after you'd been just doing simple drawings for a while, we thought it'd be neat to see what you do with color.
Yes.
So this is
St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow, Russia.
St. Basil's Cathedral.
Moscow,
And then
Russia.
after you added color, it looked like that.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, you just got an applause.
Was.
So, there's another one here going on.
Yes, Vincent Van Gogh, Starry Night.
And this one? That's Gabriel visiting Mary.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's from a few years ago.
It was.
Both of your parents are United Church ministers, so
They are.
sometimes religious subject matter comes
Yes.
naturally.
Yes.
So that's a little sampling of some of Gordon Mills's work and his development as an artist. A little bit about our process. When you arrive in the morning, you usually spend the early part of your day with us working on drawings.
I do.
And something you've been getting better at lately is not having to finish a drawing
No.
in one morning. But we've been encouraging you to work on it for a bit and put it away when you want a break.
Sure.
Maybe come back to it later,
Sure,
come
I
back
would.
another day.
Yes.
And usually in the
Home the day
afternoon,
after tomorrow.
you're going to work on the Taj Mahal.
Weaving. Gonna color it the day after tomorrow.
In the
There's
afternoon.
me weaving. That was in 2015.
Wow. I think this one is a little more recent.
It is a little more recent.
Yeah.
Don't know what year that was.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
It was.
The reason I remember is because I wanted to get a nice picture of you smiling.
Yes.
And I put a song on our radio that had farts in it.
Yes.
And you were smiling, but you were kind of annoyed at me too.
Yes, I was.
You were laughing, but you were saying something different would be good. We can change this to something else. So you draw and you weave, and you don't really shred paper anymore.
No, I don't.
I'm not sure why, but I like to think maybe it's because you have
Yes.
some more meaningful things
Yes.
that fill your time. So when we start the day together and it's time to start a new drawing,
Yes.
it's a little bit tricky to figure out what you're going to draw. Because usually if we ask you, what would you like to draw today?
Yes.
What do you say?
Don't know.
Exactly. You usually say, I don't know. And it's really important to us that what you draw isn't what we want you to do, but it's what you want to do.
Yes, it is what I
So
want to do.
sometimes we have to kind of sneak up on your choice.
Yes.
So we do that by getting to know you and listening to you.
Yes.
Right? So we listen to the stories that you talk about and the things that are important to you.
Yes.
And we have a folder where we keep pictures that we get from Google Image or from Facebook if it's somebody that's connected to you. And when it's time to, you like to work from a photograph.
Yes, I do.
So when you're going to start a new drawing, you look through the folder and you pick something that appeals to you.
Yes.
And if something stays in the folder for a long time and you never choose it, then we know maybe it's time to take that out. So that's how we choose together. So a good example of this is a few years ago we noticed a lot of days when you came to spend time with us, you were talking about something you called Princesses in Seasons.
Honor Rapunzel, Merida, and Elsa.
Right, Anna in the springtime.
Rapunzel in the summertime, Merida in the autumn, and Elsa in the wintertime.
That's right, so we grabbed these 4 images off the internet, and then you made these 4 wonderful drawings.
Yes, I did.
Anna in the springtime with the ducklings there.
Elsa in the wintertime. Rapunzel in the summertime, Merida in the autumn.
And those are on display out in the hall behind us here.
Princesses of Seasons.
A closer look we'll come to later. Another example where we did ask you to focus on a particular subject matter was, I think back in 2018, we had the opportunity to build a new building.
We did. It's a gathering place.
That's right. So it was to be a brand new building where our offices could go and where we'd have a hall that was big enough for our whole community to gather.
It was.
And it's a place for us to gather, and we're super creative, so we called it
The gathering
the
place.
Gathering. And it's a wonderful building, but it's a bit plain inside. And we
It is.
really wanted some artwork that
We did.
would fancy it up a bit. And we wanted it to be something that we, the members of our community, got to make together,
Yes,
and that actually kind of said something about our community.
we did.
So L'Arche, the word that names our whole organization around the world, is the French word for the ark, as in Noah.
Spanish, German.
And Noah's Ark is a story where a bunch of very different characters have
Yes.
to gather together
German.
and kind of navigate through their circumstances
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Right? So we thought maybe that says something about what our community is or what we aspire to be.
France or Spain or Germany, my favorite countries.
So we asked Gordon Mills to reflect on that story. You came up with 3 drawings.
Yes.
And the first one was called,
There they were.
that's the sign that goes over top of it. But your drawings, your original drawings, you called Before the Flood.
Gathered together in one place.
That's the sign that's over the whole thing
Yes,
together.
it is.
So your first drawing you called Before the Flood, and that's when there was a boat,
Yes, there was.
and it was starting to rain.
It was
And
starting.
they had to gather together, but they didn't really know what was going to happen.
No.
And then the next one was called
There they were.
During the Flood.
Yes.
Yeah. we're getting a bit thrown off by the signs that you'll see in a moment when we
You
show
will.
the whole thing together. But during the flood, when it was rainy and it was stormy,
Yes, it
and
was.
awful things had happened,
Yes,
but
they
they
have.
were learning how to work together
Yes,
and
they
get
were.
through this together.
Yes, you are.
And the last one was called After the Flood.
Yes.
That's where the land had finally appeared, and the rainbow, the sign of hope, had
Yes.
been hung in the sky.
Has.
And it's when life was starting new, maybe in a different way.
Yes, it was.
Before. So those three wonderful drawings were what Gordon Mills came up with.
Yes.
They're pretty small,
They are.
so we blew them up really big.
They were gathered together in one place.
We're getting there. We blew them up really big, and we traced all of your lines very
You did.
carefully.
You did.
And then we cut them apart almost like a jigsaw puzzle.
Yes,
and
they're
then
your
all the
boys.
members of our community, those are my boys, yeah.
Yes.
All the members of our community had the opportunity to come and visit our program.
They did.
And take a piece or several pieces and decide how they wanted to decorate them. in their
Stake a
own
gun,
way.
yes.
Stake a gun. And they did. And so I'm pretty
That's a
sure
lot to do.
every single person who was a member of our community at that time laid their hand on at least some part of this artwork, and this is what we come up with at the end.
Yes.
There they were, gathered together all in one place. So I'm just going to quickly share a couple of other images. I thought it would be interesting for you to see the source image that Gordon Mills worked from and the drawing that he came up with. So this is Inverness Beach.
Yes, it is.
Which is one of the many, many beautiful beaches, not too far from where we live.
That was
This is the drawing of
The
the sun.
sunset.
This is North River Falls, which is another wonderful Cape Breton landmark.
It is.
And this is the drawing of the
That I did. Yes.
Now I picked those two in particular because Gordon Mills' drawing style has changed a bit in the last few years. Early on, you used to put many delicate lines in, and your progress as an artist might have been marked by an increasing complexity and detail in your work, but a few years ago you kind of switched. And now you spend time in a drawing like this, even with a very fine pen, to darken in and thicken in your lines, and you have a more simple, maybe minimalist kind of style.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see you make a change like that. That's entirely self-guided.
Yes.
So finally, to get ready for this showcase tonight and to be a part of this Representations of Disability project, I wasn't sure how to go about it, but I thought it was important to have some art that reflected on the theme of disability.
Yes.
So we looked back through some of your old pictures. We found a few pictures, like the one that was used for the poster, where there was someone using a wheelchair, or maybe there was a ramp, or there was some other indication of
Yes, there was.
disability. I wanted to get deeper into the theme, you know?
Yes.
I wasn't sure, but someone who was involved in planning this project pointed out to me that anything that Gordon Mills makes
Yes.
is touched by disability.
It
because
is.
It's a vital facet of your personality.
Yes, it is.
And especially any art that you make about yourself is perhaps especially touched by disability. So I thought maybe a neat way to go about it would be a self-portrait. You've done a self-portrait before,
Yes, I have.
but I wanted to see if you'd take a crack at doing a self-portrait that also captured some of the things that are important to you, not just a picture of yourself,
Yes.
but some of the things that are inside your head.
Yes.
So, several lists that you were talking about as we were getting this ready,
Yes.
where you started to put up 4 fingers.
Yes.
Yeah. Where do you want to go with
4
4
slices of pizza.
4 slices of pizza, or
Ninja Turtles.
4 who used to be artists and then they were turtles. That's the only way you say it.
Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtle Donatello ran around the sewers of New York.
6
They all act like Pattinson, Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney. 7 dogs.
Going home from work sometimes, you said.
From the
And
bottom.
then Winnie the Pooh with 10 pots of honey.
Yes.
That's a lot.
We're all like the bear for the Winnipeg Zoo. Yes.
So those are 4 stories you talk about a lot, and they're also kind of tied together because they're numbered lists, you know? So you let me take a picture of you, and then stick all those things together on the computer.
Yes.
Come up with this. And then you were very patient, and you
Was
spent
very
a lot of
patient.
time at it,
I did.
and came up with this wonderful song.
ICHL.
And that work is also on display on the wall there. So just want to thank you again for having us be a part of this. It's a wonderful, exciting project. I'm really honored to be a part of it. Thank you for treating us so well, and thank you everybody for showing up. It's amazing to see the
I'm
rooms.
going to be happy Sleepy Bashful Sneezy Goby drinking cold water bottles in Florida.
That's when they're at Disneyland.
Yes.
Is there anything else you think we should say?
No.
Thank you all.
DRM.
This first part of this event, and we invite Lisa to come forward and lead us in. Yes. So hello everybody.
Hello.
Now we want to go to large Cape Breton.
Sounds good. You're welcome, Ish.
So Lisa is our very famous dancer and artist, as you know. And usually when we are in a big event like this, Lisa leads us into movement. And a lot of us, including me, when Lisa starts to dance, I hide. That's what I'm gonna do later. No. Lisa will lead us into dance, so we invite you. It's, how do you call it, please?
Yoga.
Yoga dance. Like,
Yoga.
yeah, very simple, repetitive movements, and we invite you to do that. And all we have to do is what Lisa?
Help me breathe.
Yes, help you and look at you, and whatever you do, we just follow.
All the way.
Okay? You can
Yeah.
sit, you can stand. I think, what do you want, Lisa? For us to stand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, we would.
If we are ready. A minute. Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay, ready? Ready? Sorry. You ready? All right.
Very good. What about you?
All right, sorry.
Shine upon you, surround you, and
Oh my gosh, that's excellent. But yeah, I mean, if you ever want to connect and
Good,